It's your boy Insight. I'm back. I've been gone a while, but I'm back. This man dragged me out. I'm supposed to do a prediction show at some point too, but don't mind my bulldog. She's annoyed. But anyway, I got my man. This is my buddy on Twitter for a long time. I believe he's a comedian. If you don't know, on his handle, it's Jeremy Seward. So I'm gonna bring him in because we got some stuff to talk about. Conspiracies he wants to do. So I'm gonna bring him in. What's up, Jeremy?
What up?
How you feeling?
I'm good. I am a comedian. I got a show on 420, but
420.
We've been starting an open mic scene where in Seymour, Indiana. You probably never heard of it. Most people know it for John Mellencamp.
Okay.
That's where John Mellencamp's from. They made like a $8 million sign that says "Home of John Mellencamp," and they're like, "Can't we do something better with that money?"
Hey, you know. That's what they're doing.
We got
a comment already. See, we're already doing it. We got Wales to New Jersey. So what's up, Insight? Back for the big one. Yeah, yes. Don't mind my dogs barking.
You're good. I came outside because I have 4 of them.
I was gonna say, where are you?
Oh, I'm in my garage.
I couldn't figure it out, man. I'm like, so that's not Mom's basement. That's your garage.
No, this is my garage. Yeah. I'll give you a little camera spin here in a minute.
So when the Twitter troll kids, you know, the non-avatar, the avatar boys, I call them. You know the troll boys, right?
Yeah.
Like they always talk shit, like because I'm growing up. You're old, well, I'm in Mom's basement. I'm like, no, I got my own basement. Like, you know, we'll see where you're at 44. You know, you little troll. You know?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna tell you one quick story. You're a comedian. You can maybe use this if you'd like.
All right.
Well, we got Captain in the house too. So I'm in the Bahamas last week, right? I'm on the beach. My wife is sitting in the water, like she likes to sit in the water, like and let the waves hit her. So it's open bar. The drink, you know, like Sizzler, the cups from Sizzler, like the plastic hard cups. That's what they're coming off with. You know, I'm talking about like they're not like solo cups, they're like hard plastic.
But I know what you're talking about.
And there's some food over there. Now it's about 100 meters away. So I like to walk on the water. And then I was going to cut across to the bar to get and the food. So I walk. I see about 7 alpha seagulls, right? They're lined up across the beach. So I could have cut behind them going to get the food, but I was treating this like a gang mentality. So I walked past the 7 of them, right? And I'm like looking at them like, what's up, fellas? And like they're like, look at this guy. And I'm like, I want to show them that like I'm not afraid of you guys. Like, they were like patrolling. So I get the 2 drinks filled up. I have a bad hand, but I have a bad hand injury, so this hand's not even good. I get the drinks filled up. I get the cheese fries, right? So I can cut past them, and they'll probably see me, but I decide to walk past them with the plate. So I walk past them, and I'm like, "What's up, boys?" Again, like 7 of them. Next thing you know, they rise up like hummingbirds, right? And I'm starting to walk, and I'm like, okay. So then I end up turning around to look at them again, and there's 14 of them. And I'm like, oh, all right. Then I turn around again, and there's 28 of them. Then I turn around again. I swear there's 56 of them. And they're kind of now flying at me, like, and I can see their faces. Now I'm getting a little bit concerned, right? So I had a couple of drinks already. My friend, I called right after. He said, why don't you throw a fry or something? I'm like, yeah, they had me hypnotized, right? So I start to walk fast, and I'm like, then they start bombing at me a little bit. So then I got headphones on. I go into a full sprint, and I was fast when I was young. I was fast in the sand. I start running. The drinks are spilling because my hand's not good. Fries are falling. I get to about 10 feet from my wife, and I'm yelling her name, and she looks up like, and like this flock of seagulls is flying at me, right? So I'm gonna actually share. So I put the plate down by my wife. She starts screaming because obviously the birds are gonna attack whoever has the plate. She starts screaming. I go put it by my daughter like 10 feet back because there's 2 chairs, and my daughter doesn't even move, and the swarms it. So then my wife's like, "Yo, go back and do it again so I can film it." And I'm like, "Yo, I can only run that fast like once, right?" So I start walking back to get because the drinks. You remember Double Dare?
Yeah.
You know how like you had to fill some up, but it's spilling. So the drinks had like a fourth of whatever the drink was left because I'm running, right? And so I'm walking on the beach, and again, everybody's looking at me. It's pretty packed, and they're like, this lady's like, I was like, my wife wants me to do it again, so she's like, I got it. I'll record it. You give it to my wife. Now she doesn't have the stare down. I did twice. Like that's part of my story. Like I'm gonna punk these seagulls, and she doesn't have the end when they destroy the plate, but she has the speed burst. I'm gonna share it with you in Twitter now. And you can. It's a 5-second clip. But tell me I'm not moving, man. Like watch this. Man. Yeah, you could spin that into some kind of story, maybe. Let me see. All right. While I do that, let's get this going. So I made some slides. Oh, tell them about your comedy while I look for this. You could tell them maybe like where you do it and promote and your handle.
So you can find my like 3 open mic bits on YouTube. Just search Jeremy Seward. They're on there. You can find those pretty easily. And then my friends opened up that Pacey's Apothecary in Seymour. And so basically during like the weekday, they sell like sage and crystals and like they're like women positive and shit. They have like a free rack. They have like a free rack for homeless people.
Are they doing Reiki?
Yep, she does Reiki. You called it, bro. She keeps asking me to come do a session, and I tell her that I'm afraid she'll take my childhood trauma and I won't be funny anymore.
So my mom is Reiki certified. She's a psychotherapist, and her friend that trainer's a monk, and this dude's like a level 5 Reiki artist or whatever that means, and he like dude will like he's Mr. Miyagi, right? Basically,
yeah. My friend is like. She feels too much, I think. Like when she does the Reiki, she'll come out like crying, like just bawling. And I'm like, what is wrong? And she's like,
she took all that energy from you.
Yeah, she's like, I took all their energy. And then we had a friend, his name was Will Sherman. He passed a while back, but she swears that his ghost is in there. And every time I'm doing comedy, that light flickers and it lets me know, like, I'm like, that dude might really actually be there.
Yeah, I mean, I know some people that are down with crystals, and we had one of our classmates die, some kind of drug overdose, and he she's like crystal lady. I don't know. She went crazy. This girl, she saw a raccoon on her porch, and swear to God it was this dude. I think she might have pet the raccoon. I don't know if you know about raccoon will f you up, and she was like, so and so was on my deck. I know it was him, and I'm like, yo, like you're gonna get your ass. Like or get rabies, messing with these raccoons, bro.
Yeah. One of the most traumatic raccoon stories I have is I was driving. Everything's country around here, so I'm just driving one day and this big raccoon comes out and I swerved to miss it, and instead of hitting her, I hit her 2 pups right behind her. They were like following her into the road, and I just devastated them both. And I'm like, oh no! But my dad, who's very logical, he's like, that's actually better because if you would have killed the mom, they probably would have starved anyways.
Good point, Dad.
Yeah.
Another raccoon story. I don't know. Get on this. My mom's friend, in her attic, she had a hole, and there was a big raccoon up there. So she had a dude from China, that they knew, like staying boarding. He was going to college or whatever. And she wasn't home or something. But they trapped that thing in the attic, and he didn't deal with the cage. So that poor bastard, just dehydrated or sweated to death, just dead. But raccoons, they're like kind of like Wolverines. They're not something to really mess with.
You don't like if it's you or them, you just kick them and run.
Yeah. I mean, squirrels will tear you up. All right, so you hit me up with this idea, and what's funny is you wrote me a long DM about your ideas on conspiracies, and I know you're a comedian, so you can go off the edge. And I like to keep my show pretty clean because this is, I have a day job still. So
I still have a day job.
But too. No, but I read it. I didn't read it at one point. You're like, yeah, I don't know, blah blah. But I hadn't really read it yet, and I put it on the slides today. I'm like, there's nothing bad about these. I was worried for a second. You had me scared, but
I mean, depending on the crowd, the Liz Carmouche being Uriah favorite and drag is a little bit.
Yeah, well, we'll talk about it. First, let's see how old you are. I got my Ken Shamrock shirt. Where did he fight at? What was his fight club called?
Oh shoot. You would hit me with this. See, here's the thing. I got tainted by Ken Shamrock because I was a WWE fan. And so my
It might
first
be on my
experience.
shirt.
No,
So I
no.
want to show you.
No, this is a Letterkenny.
Oh, it is
shirt.
on the shirt.
Oh, was it actually called Sudbury?
No. My Ken Shamrock shirt has his Fight Club.
Oh, it's on your shirt.
Yeah,
I got you. Shirt. Yeah, I was like, I don't know his Fight Club. I'll be honest with you, but like I said, I got tainted because my first experience with Ken Shamrock was WWE.
So they were called the Lions Den, right?
Yeah.
And like the cool thing about, I went to see Tito fight actually in UFC 31 or so, but like the Lions Den in the original UFCs, they would roll out they would all come down like WWE, like they would all come down with like their dude, and like Tito would walk out like solo. Like I was like he didn't really care. Like he beat up a bunch of Lions Den dudes, but like they would come like really like aggressive. The Lions Den, like they and all juiced up and shit, you know.
Yeah.
So we got Captain in the house. He said Texas raccoons could kill dudes. Yeah, I don't want to even walk into a Texas raccoon. It's probably not a raccoon. It's probably like a Jersey Devil.
It probably carries a Derringer. The motherfucker just pulls out a little 2-shooter.
Yeah, he's packing.
Yeah.
He don't even need a permit.
We had a pet raccoon. My mom got married 5 times, and my 4th stepdad, he had a pet raccoon, and we named it. His name was Richard Cranium.
Yo, your mom got married 5 times?
5 times, man.
Why would you do that? Like, so I have a kid. Like, I have one kid. Like, if my wife like something happened to her, I'm 44. I would like to have more kids. I would do. I maybe get married. But why would I don't know. Did you get some money out of it?
My grandma was married 9 times.
I get dating people, but why get married again?
Yeah. Well, what's real, like, this is super hillbilly Indiana stuff, but like all the way up till 5 was all different guys, but then 6 was one guy. She left 6 for 7, then she left 7 to go back to 6, and then 6 to go back to 7, and she ended her life with number 7 again. Did she marry Trump at all, or anybody
anybody famous at all? That's a lot of dudes.
Her last husband was a lawyer, and he was legit, like made real money, but then he got Alzheimer's, and
he forgot where we put it.
No, he would get out that sounds terrible, like he's a stray dog, but he would leave sometimes. They let him drive when he had Alzheimer's, like for 2 years, but he would disappear, and they'd be like, "Where's he at? Where's he at?" They'd find him in the hospital parking lot, and no one knew why. But come to find out, when he first started as a lawyer, there was a strip club there. And so he thought he was at the strip club throwing ones, awesome, and he's actually in the hospital parking lot.
My wife's great uncle had Alzheimer's, and they had him finally, you got to put them in a home at some point because, like, again, like they'll start doing that. And he thought he worked there. Like, he thought he was the maintenance dude.
At the hospital.
He was fixing shit and, like, whatever. Like, you know, he didn't know he was staying. I don't know. But I hope nobody gets. I hope they have some kind of cure for that. But maybe, I mean, we can start getting it now. But
yeah.
Anyway, so let's get to these conspiracies for the people. Then I have just a fight pick sheet up that I didn't do my picks in Tapology yet, but we could just give our picks for 300. Just like not a lot of reason why. So just we'll do the picks and stuff.
we can also talk you might not agree with me, but how like 7 cards that are on the fights that are on the prelim deserve to be over that.
I've
Bo
told
Nickel
somebody,
fight.
so I invited a lot of people over my house. I have 2 TVs. I have one for video game, one for that, but I'm gonna have both TVs with the fight. And I think the prelims are better than the main card. Like I don't if you go fight for fight, I don't know how Figueiredo Garbrandt is the first fight. Yeah, and like Oliveira's on the prelims, right? Yeah. Like what's happening? All right, so here we go. So this is Jeremy's handle here. You know, if you don't know him, you're pretty basic with the blue there, man. You know. I mean, I don't got time. I mean, all I do on Twitter is literally talk to you. You know, Booger Beard, I'm sure. I don't. Sure. And then the slip the jab guys, but I'm pretty like most of my MMA is with the same thing as you did. My brother lives 2 blocks away. Mm-hmm. We just drive down there. My dad and all my friends meet up there. There's a pool table in the bottom, in his basement, and then we just. And it's fight night. Yeah, pretty much. I get texts from my wife, "When are you coming home?" And I'm like, "Well, it's midnight, but there's still 2 5-rounders, so about 2:30." Yeah. Because mine, I have it at my house. If I was out like that, it was really because of the dogs. Like she does, and she doesn't like to be home alone. But Cap gave you a follow.
Yeah, I saw that. It popped up on my because I'm on the iPhone. It popped up on my notifications.
Cap's about to have a third kid, and he's like 24. So I consider him like 34 now. Like that's years of life on Cap right there. And I'm actually gonna have Cap on again soon because he's been raging on Twitter, and I want him to rage on my show because I love when people rage. I'm messed up. Like it's like this dude is gonna rage. He's got to come on. Like he might even say something that like I don't agree with, but I just want to hear rage.
Sometimes I see you on there. You're like me. Sometimes you and I are just taking that spoon and we'll just stir it a little bit, and we'll just see what everyone else wants to come up with.
Yeah, I love it. All right, so that's your handle. You guys can check them out. Oh, comedy. Comedy. We have a comedy club in New Jersey. It's called the Stress Factory. I actually saw Mitch Hedberg the week before he died. I don't really know who he was, like, because it wasn't a lot of internet, I guess. Then, and he was chilling at the bar with a backpack on, looks just like a dude. And then he just gets up on the stage and he does like one-timers. He's like, you know who he is?
Yeah, I know exactly who Mitch Hedberg is.
No, he's kind of like Booger Beard delivers like Mitch Hedberg actually. But he's like, I used to do drugs, and I still I did drugs. I still do drugs, but I used to do them too. Like this is ridiculous, He died too young, Mitch.
Oh yeah, I would have loved to have seen like what he would have come up with like in the social media age.
Yeah, like Party of Two, Dufresne Party of Two, at the restaurant. Where are they? How can anybody eat in a time like this? So I just found this conspiracy thing. I don't know. I hope it's not something that I shouldn't have put on here because you never know nowadays. But I just took this conspiracy, right? So we're gonna.
You're either gonna attract a lot of conspiracy theorists or a lot of Godsmack fans with that background.
Hey, I think I'd rather have the Godsmack fan because these rabbit hole guys, like we had the earthquake in New Jersey. They're saying some people are saying like China is like was tunneling under New Jersey, like they just Ryan Garcia right now, like just like quiet. He's like, I got proof. All right, so like let's show the proof, and then he'll show like a video of QAnon or whatever. It's like, brother, that's a video you watched, like that sucked you in and really like made like basically turned you out, pimped you, right? Like, and now you're telling people you saw kids get raped. You didn't see shit.
If anyone's tunneling under there, it's probably just the extension of that synagogue.
Yo, if I saw like I went to a party. First of all, like why is Ryan Garcia invited to this? If these are big like billionaires, if you saw kids get raped, if I got away, I'm calling it in, and they might kill me, but I'm not. I'm calling it in.
Yeah, you got to tell somebody.
I'm not. I know I will probably die, but I will call it in. Like, so I'm not gonna like keep that, and then I'm not gonna go on the internet and be like, I saw this shit, and I'll tell it when the time is right. The time is right now.
Yeah.
Like, drop the names.
Why'd you hold on to it for a while? Oh, number one.
I was scared. Yeah, and who's holding down him? Like, unless they have a gun. Like a boxer's like the deadliest person on the planet. Like,
yeah.
The eclipse was supposed to be the end, and now it's changed. The eclipse let me down in New Jersey. It didn't even get dark, and I'm like, they canceled kids' sports for it, and I'm like, for what? Like,
it could be worse. Me and a guy that I work with, we made 3D printed eclipse keychains because we were supposed to be in the path of totality, and they amped us up.
I thought Cap was in Texas. The Cap and the border. People are going to cross the border during the eclipse. Yo, just wait till it's dark out.
Yeah. But I hyped up our whole town. They closed it. They said to treat it like it was a blizzard because there's supposed to be 200,000 people arriving.
You did this?
The town I live in, they did that. And like literally maybe an extra 15,000 people came. Not even close to 200,000.
I just like that you cancel sports for something that lasts like a couple minutes. It's a new world. We played in rain. Now they cancel for like we don't want to wreck the field. I'm like, it's just like in soccer you can't head the ball till you're 14. Like football in high school, I don't think they can even tackle anymore. Like in practice. You know?
Maybe. Oh, in practice, I was like, I'm pretty sure that Indiana's still like 20 years behind, if I'm being honest. Like,
Yo, that's right by Wales right there. Yo, there are eclipses all the time because it's in America. They shut down everything. There's I think there's like 100 eclipses a year or something. I think my mom was telling me. All right, so let's get to this right now. So what we have is the first one. I got a nice picture of Dana looking grumpy, and Francis. Now I didn't put what you wrote because I just didn't have time for that. But let's talk about it.
Well, tell me what you wrote first. I think I remember you wrote that no one talks about that Dana started the slap league after he slapped his wife, right?
Right. And it seems like he just rolled with it and let it go away. And like, you know, like I think real men I'm not. I'll never let that go because if you hit her in public like that, you know you hit her not in public.
Yeah.
Like to hit a woman in public, your wife. Like that means you've done that before. So
I agree.
I'll never really get past that. I know people like do, but I'm not. I mean, and I watch UFC, and I don't know. I don't know a problem, but my respect is lost for him.
Did you think he was gone when it happened?
I did because they don't really need him now. Like he doesn't do the matchmaking. Like he's kind of like, you know, like and again, he would kick out people that slap their wives for life, except for John Jones, I guess. But like he would kick people out for that. He kicked the guy out for biting. Like he bit his opponent, not his wife.
Yeah.
You know?
So when we talked about it, I Googled to check myself because for some reason in my head I thought that Francis still had a fight left on his contract when they released him. But really it was he had that championship clause. If he beat Cyril, he was supposed to defend one more time. But it wasn't an actual like one fight. It was just like a little extra added thing on his contract.
Uh-huh.
So my theory is Dana slapped his wife on New Year's Eve, right?
Okay.
Come January 14th is when the UFC let Francis go, and he was open to everything. My conspiracy is that what's that guy's name? Bob Arum, the boxer. Yeah. I feel like he was just like Dana, we don't care. Just let us have Francis. We're trying to build the PFL. We're trying to get MMA more popular on ESPN. You give us Francis, and we'll call it a done deal. I feel like that was his punishment for slapping his wife.
I was wondering where you were gonna go with that because I'm like I don't like see how it looks, but I get it. And did Arum get paid off of the Joshua stuff?
See, I don't know how that works because the ESPN bought PFL before PFL bought Bellator.
Yeah.
So ESPN owns PFL and UFC at the same time. So I could see them with Dana being because the UFC is probably not a guarantee to ESPN, and I feel like they could be their own entity at some point.
They should be. I like them better on Fox, by the way.
Yeah, me as well. But when they as the pay-per-views keep going up, I'm like, why can't they just go back to Fight Pass and charge us $69.99? And
why can't we be like England and they just get it? Like, you know, right?
Yeah, on BT Sports.
Plus, they got this shit in Saudi Arabia all the time now, and I'm like doing man stuff on Saturday, and and then that wrecks the pool table night for you because you know you're trying to hang at a fight night, you know, and now it's in Saudi Arabia.
But yeah, I just I thought that was Dana's actual punishment, low key, because I thought, like I said, my first thought was Francis still had a contract on his fight, and when has Dana ever let anyone out of a contract? Like one fight, two fights ever in his life.
It's an interesting theory. I was disappointed in Francis when John Jones was trying to get more money. Francis was like the pet of Dana then, and he didn't come up for Jones like Jones was like, I'm the best fighter on the planet. And he's like net worth like $5 million, $2 million. Like, you know, you box one boxing match and you're good. Like Connor. Like I kind of thought, and then Francis turned his script. Like, I want to get paid more. I don't know. You know, how is Bob Arum and Don King still alive? Like, right?
I mean, they're drinking somebody's blood, right?
Yeah, they're drinking that Oprah or something, right? Because like Don King is alive.
While we're on the subject of Francis and John, though, it is the most cringeworthy thing in MMA when they pull him up into the PFL broadcast and like talk to him about Francis, and they're just like trying to push that fight. And like I don't know the owner's name of the PFL, but he's always like, "Well, if Dana would do, you know, if you can get your end on it,
Yo, but Dana learned his lesson when Chuck got beat up by Rampage. Like and Dana doesn't want to pay these guys either. So like he won't do it like a crossover box match where they get 30 million. He's still gonna like pay I bet you Francis get paid more for it from the PFL actually than John would get.
Well, Dana ain't gonna do it.
Yeah, because I'm telling you, because when they did the Pride crossover with UFC and Chuck got soccer kicked like a lot or something by Rampage, and it was like, yeah, we're not going to do this again.
It was kind of like I had that same feeling with when they merged the PFL Bellator champions a couple of weeks ago. Like, and Bellator was just running roughshod until the last fight. PFL finally got the one with the heavyweight, the guy who gets to fight Francis next, I do believe.
Well, we'll see. Francis's chin could be. I like the conspiracy that punch didn't land by Joshua. That punch landed right on his face. And the other ones landed. Oh, it didn't hit him. It's fixed, dude. like he hit him with like a fastball. Like, I mean, he did what a boxer's supposed to do to a wrestler. You know.
Cap asked, "How does the PFL have any pull?"
Yeah, so you did explain that. I was wondering too, but the pull. Jeremy was saying the pull cap is that that the ESPN wants to grow the PFL because ESPN is also PFL, and the UFC can leave. So basically, ESPN wouldn't fire Dana if he gives them Francis, so they can have Francis on ESPN regardless of what the UFC does. Is that correct, Jeremy?
Yeah, that's exactly what. Like I said, it's just a wild theory I have in my head.
Yeah, it's cool. All right, so let's hit the next one. Boom. All right, so this was a funny one.
I knew you'd love this one.
I can't stand Chimaev. I just I don't. You know, he chokes out Kevin Holland, and I'm going to smash Kevin Holland. He lands 0 punches on Kevin Holland, chokes him out, and then he gets up and says, "I am the best boxer in the UFC." I'm like, bro, you didn't even stand and box. Like,
yeah,
what are you talking about?
So, like I said, my brain goes in all kinds of theories. So my theory on this is that someone caught Nate training the guillotine, and they knew that Kamazat's plan was just to shoot the takedown. And I'm not saying that Nate would have held on to Kamazat the way that he did Tony Ferguson, but I'm just saying if you're the UFC, you might get a little scared if you see this dude choking 6 guys out in practice, and you know that the other guy's game plan is just to shoot.
I mean, good theory, but he would have had to be in on that because he would have had to gain all that weight, right, to miss weight by so much. Because if I'm Nate, ain't no way I'm fighting this dude when he's like 9 pounds over a ridiculous amount of weight.
Right.
I'm not sure why they're protecting Chimaev. He never fights. He never fights anybody. He's not in any weight class. Like people on Twitter are like, oh, he'll be the 170-pound champ easy over Leon. That dude can't make 170 pounds.
He hasn't yet, has he?
I don't think so. And you know, he went from a guy like you know, good story, helping his mama, to like this dude. It's like, again, I don't mind a great grappling match. Like, I don't mind that. I don't mind a great jiu-jitsu, even UFC kind of fight. Like, this dude doesn't like to get hit. You know he doesn't like to get hit because the first thing he wants to do, and again, I don't blame him for trying to get out of the octagon as fast as possible. But when he fought Burns, you saw he does not like to get hit. His gas tank is not good. So, you know, why protect this guy when he never fights, though? Like Holland fights all the time. Alex Pereira is like their guy now. Like, you need me to get in there? I'll get in there. This guy never fights.
I always feel sorry for Kevin Holland. I feel like the worst thing he ever did for his career was knock out Jacare with those hammer fists, because I feel like they could have gave him, and I don't know if you're a fan or not.
I love Holland.
No. I feel like he could have got the O'Malley treatment. Like, he could have just fought bums all the way until a belt if he wanted to. But the minute that happened to Jacare, they started throwing him in the spotlight.
Yeah, but he would still have the same fate because there's a lot of wrestlers in his division, and he just can't. Like, O'Malley, you know, beat Jan, and he beat Aljamain. Like, he knows how to stay on his feet, O'Malley. And I'm not the greatest fan of O'Malley, but Holland cannot stay on his feet. When he fought Wonder Boy, why not wrestle Kevin? I mean, I get, again,
yeah,
I love Kevin because he'll put on a show. He took a bad savage beating, right? And because he, you know, didn't want to go to the ground, and you know, the last 2 guys he fought are the 2 strike, because he can strike, But he can't strike as good as Wonder Boy. And then the last guy he fought, he can't strike as good.
MVP. Yeah, he definitely couldn't strike as good.
Yeah,
as MVP.
dude. Like, you got to take MVP down, bro. They just seem to give him, like, Chimaev is, if he would have not got taken down that early, I think he would have been in that fight with Chimaev. But, like, it was automatic. Chimaev knew what to do. And, but Kevin, they paid him for that one. They should have, because.
I do have a question for you. Did you see Trevor Whitman in Kevin Holland's corner?
Trevor Whitman, the guy with the guy who smiles when his guy loses, or is it the gambling guy?
Yeah, no, I think that's the guy who smiles when his guy loses. But that's Holland's coach, right?
I don't know. Maybe. I don't know.
But I didn't see him in his corner this past time, I thought.
Maybe. I don't know. I have no idea. I know that Holland's story is funny because the way he started MMA was he was he used to fight kids regularly, but I guess he was in high school and there's like, a dude wanted him to try like MMA or something like that. So a 56-year-old coach or, teacher or whatever. And the dude whooped his ass because, when you get to do that sport, you get to like put your hands on kids.
Yeah.
And like Holland was like, damn, if I could do what this dude can do, I'll beat people up. Like, so there's the 56-year-old guy whipped his ass that he was like, yeah, I'm going to do this. I love Holland, bro. He'll fight anybody anytime.
Well, and all the Batman stuff. How many crimes has he stopped now? Like 3 or 4?
Yeah, he stopped the shooting at the restaurant, and he was so wasted too. He was like fucking hammered, bro. Yeah, I enjoy him, man. And somebody was like, "I was embarrassing performance versus MVP." I'm like, dude, MVP is if you strike with him, you're gonna lose. Like,
yeah,
you don't win. I mean, I guess Pitbull did, but like you don't win striking with him. So
no,
like why? What? I don't think it was embarrassing. He didn't get stopped, right?
No, that went to decision.
Yeah, like respectable. Not the game plan you're gonna win, but respectable.
So, while we got the slide up, you think Nate's gonna fight in the Sphere for real?
Fight who?
They said he wants to fight in the Sphere. Remember him in DC had that.
Does he fight Connor? He wants to fight Connor or something?
Yeah, in the Sphere.
I don't know, man. I don't think. I think Chimaev was gonna murder him anyway. Like, so your theory's cool, but I don't think the UFC was afraid of that. I think
that's what everybody said leading up to the fight, that they were just throwing Nate to the dog so that he didn't. They were. It
was his last fight, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Nate was fun, but like, he doesn't even have the hands to beat Chimaev. Like you need a dude that can punch and like back him up with some punches. Like Nate is like. He's not that dude either. So the guillotine was his only chance. Like you're either going to win in the first 13 seconds, Nate, or you're going to get fucked up.
But that's why I think he trained. You know what I mean? I think he trained it. And as soon as Ferguson shot for it, I mean, Nate had it locked up in a heartbeat. You know what I mean? That guillotine was.
Yeah, I mean, and the cool thing about fighting Chimaev is though, like Holland was smart. He ain't gonna get hurt. He landed no punches on him. Like so, like he got paid a lot to not even get punched. Like Chimaev is not gonna hurt you. Like Khabib. It took me a while to like Khabib, but like if Khabib wanted to smash you, when he says smash, I'm gonna smash you. He's gonna like Conor. He didn't like, so he could have finished Conor sooner when he had him down. But he wanted to hurt Conor. He finished Poirier and Gaethje fast because he liked those guys, right?
Yeah, like that's my favorite MMA math is. That Al Iaquinta looked the best against Khabib, and then Cowboy Cerrone head kicked Iaquinta into oblivion the fight after that.
Yeah, well, I mean, he might have been damaged a bit from Khabib.
Khabib, yeah.
I just know that he don't say smash when you just choke somebody out in 13 seconds. Again, cool finish, very nice job, bud. But like that's not a definition of smash.
Smash, yeah. It ain't what Khabib, like you said, what Khabib did to Conor or what Khabib did to Michael Johnson.
Yeah, and if this guy wins the belt and just does it like this, now John Jones will be doing it like this in heavyweight because he doesn't want to get hit by heavyweights and he can choke them all out.
Yeah.
So John will do it, but I'm okay with John doing it. We've seen John strike with dudes at the weight class, where he's not the smaller guy.
I know I think he's your guy, but I think we all love it when John does it because it takes us back when he did it to Rampage, and we're all just like, this dude's been doing this the whole time.
And Machida when he
he dropped
him like a dead person because John is a sociopath. Okay,
Yeah.
or he would be a psychopath. He's like Aaron Hernandez. Like he has no. Like they tried to make him the Nike guy. It's just like, bro, this guy is a cage fighter, and this guy is insane. Like
I loved it when they made him the Nike guy. I went to the Nike outlet looking for stuff, and I'm like, Southern Indiana wasn't hip enough to have a Nike MMA shirt.
And it's like they just lost Tiger.
Yeah, they're
like Jordan is like a degenerate gambler. Like the dudes they have that they like. Jordan's better than the other two, I guess. But like these guys. Did they have Lance Armstrong too?
I do. Yeah, they did. The best shit I ever heard about Nike though, like on the opposite end of it, was Steve Nash made his own commercial back in the day.
Oh yeah,
and Nike was like, you could get paid $4 million from us for this. We're going to send you to school. So they sent him to design school and film school so that he could do his own commercials for Nike and get paid for it.
That's crazy. So Cap says Chimaev sucks. Thank you, Cap. I love when me and Cap agree on rage.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan.
What's cool about Holland is he don't want to fight. Holland will fight anybody. They're like, if he's not hurt, they'll be like, "Oh, you want to fight?" And he'll be like, "All right," and he'll just pull up. Like, I like the comment. He's like he said something about Chimaev earlier, and he's like, "Yeah, I got dildos in the car." Like, he's like, I guess Chimaev rolls up with like more dudes. He's like, "I got dildos in the car. I could fuck all those boys." Like, he's like he just like like his like comment. He's just a funny dude. I like Holland, but that's true, Cap. And then Cap's pregnant wife is on. Hey, what's up, girl? The only reason John is so good is John is so good because he's sociopathic. First of all, he comes from NFL like gene pool, right?
Yeah, dude, his brothers. He
was so flawed though that no D1 wrestling program picked him up. Like, think about that. He out wrestled DC. He's out wrestled anybody he's ever fought. Like Matt Hamill with the deafness. He out wrestled that dude in Melbourne, and like. But like he no D1 program picked him up, and wrestlers are like a little crazy, right? So for no program, and like college football, they'll pick up Pac-Man Jones or something. He's got some problems, but whatever. Which I work with him, like nobody picked up John Jones to wrestle D1. So like that just shows that dude is crazy, right?
Yeah.
And the reason he doesn't lose too is he's so sociopathic that he studies his ring awareness. As dumb as he is out of the ring, he's super smart in the ring. Like his distance, like he studies. He's probably up doing coke studying, but like he's up studying that dude, right? Because he doesn't want to lose ever.
He should just switch to Adderall. I think he'd be fine. But I don't know. Does USADA test for Adderall?
The doctor could give him that, I guess, and if he wants to get it on the streets to get more, it's probably the tequila, really. I don't know. Whatever. All right, so let's hit the next one. Here we go. Here's your one. All right, guys. So this is the one that was a little controversial. I think he's afraid of me putting it out for myself, not for him. Comedian.
Yeah, I don't care.
But this Liz Carmouche and Uriah Faber, tell us.
I'm not saying they're the same person, but I've never seen them in the same place. Is Liz Carmouche Uriah Faber in drag?
So the girl that Liz Carmouche just fought looked like her too. I thought she was like. I didn't know who was who when they were fighting. It was disagreement. What was the disagreement? Which one? What's Wales talking? Who's disagreeing? Do we know? Who was disagreeing? Wales.
I don't know
what that means. Wales.
Maybe he's talking about the Dana slap.
That was so long time ago.
I know. Hey, I mean.
Was he on tape delay? Did he take a whip it or something? He was gone for a minute. All right, so I put the two pictures up obviously for the visual, and then I never saw that before. I mean, and you said something about 23andMe. Maybe they.
Yeah, maybe there's that. What you watched that crazy documentary about the doctor who was using his own stuff in the clinic?
Yeah.
Maybe that if they put their information in, they're gonna find out that they're from that clinic too. Is all I'm saying.
Oh, here we go. John with the PED testers. Oh, yeah. So I think they blew that out of proportion. That one.
Oh, we hadn't even got to that yet, have we?
But John Jones, I didn't see that one. Did you have that one?
No. I think he's just bringing up that's his newest thing where Jones got in a fight with the USADA tester.
But the problem with Jones, and then he gets mad that people like are on. But with your reputation, John, like anything they see, like did you see the one where the dude he's signing autographs and the bodybuilder comes up to him and he starts heckling John, and John is playing it off in a sociopathic way, like laughing it off, and then John says something about the dude says something about his brothers. Like, that's why you brother. And John's face goes from like laughing it off to like I will murder you. And he starts walking. I think like this bodybuilder. I'm like, dude, you know who? Like, I don't know what you think you're doing. I even Tyson Fury backtrack. He was like, because John was like, yeah, you can beat me in a boxing match, but if they put me and you in a room together and they close the door, you'll be dead. And he's not. John is not joking. He will kill Tyson Fury and leave his body there in the room. So the bodybuilder is talking. His face just like changes. You can see it. They're like, oh no, like here he comes. He's coming out. John's coming out. And so I was actually talking to somebody about Dillashaw because one of the younger kids was like, about Dillashaw's tests, and then he brings up John Jones because I said something about it. The problem with Dillashaw is John Jones was doing PEDs because first of all he doesn't want to lose, and a lot of people do them, but he was doing it to make 205, I think, and for his lungs to be open, like
for the cardio,
because he's trying to like cover up all the recreational drugs he's doing, and he's also masking things. Freaking Dillashaw had the highest levels of EPO of anybody. Like his levels were so high that like he was trying to become the Incredible Hulk. Like so it's almost, I try to explain to the kid, he probably doesn't understand, but if you get a DUI at a .09, a DUI, it's 0.08 New Jersey, you get like a 3 or 6 month suspension license. If you get a 0.25, like DUI, you get suspended for a couple years because you're like super drunk.
We just had an off-duty sheriff's deputy crash into one of her on-duty officers and blow a .25. Just Dude, funny that you bring that number up.
You're almost dead at that level. Like I think, like you're like, there's no way you should be behind the wheel. I get you get a .09. I wish every car had like a breathalyzer because I would love to know. Like after I have 3 beers, am I like where am I? Like the problem is you I know they make it for the iPhone, but like you're just guessing. I waited a couple hours. Like, but a .09 can happen. A .25, like you can hit every parked car in the street.
Yeah, you're black out at that point.
You're blacking out in your job. So Dillashaw was blacked out on EPO. I compare it to Margarito wrapping his hands because he really changed Cody Garbrandt with all the EPO he was on. I'm not saying one cheating is better than the other cheating, but like he's cheating to like do bodily harm. John is like masking. And like, I think he's really masking coke. Really, like he's just trying to mask his recreational drugs. Like he's like Barry Bonds. He doesn't need to do drugs, but if everybody's doing them,
you might as well.
And I'm the GOAT, right? So we got. I guarantee John Jones threatened those tests. You never know, Cap. But look, because it's John Jones, I see why you would say that. But he might have not been, right? but the benefit of the doubt goes that he was because he's John Jones, right? My question is
1,000%.
He doesn't have the bag of piss ready when they come, like for like a friend that gave him the clean piss. He doesn't have the clean piss guy. Like, what is he doing? Like, John should have piss everywhere in his house.
Yeah, or those NFL brothers had to pass testing, right? They should have. I mean,
the Wizinator. Let's do something, John.
Yeah, the brotherly love.
Yo, Chandler is wild now too. Chandler's the craziest one now. Maybe we got another one. The photo you put up. Yeah, he does look funny. Yeah, which one? The picture of Uriah on the left or the right, Hayes?
Yeah, it's really evident when they both are rocking the cornrows, like at fight time. They both have the cornrows rolling.
Is she bigger than him? I think she's bigger than him, though.
I mean, they fight the same weight class, right?
I think so. All right, so we'll get past that one. Let's go to the next one. So here we got Dana Cowboy. I don't have another comma or and symbol. Well, so tell the people about this one.
Okay, so for his entire UFC career, what have they always called Cowboy? The company man.
Mm-hmm.
Am I wrong?
Mm-hmm. No.
So I think that Dana told Cowboy that he would give him a fuck ton of money to take a dive against Conor.
And bring in the shoulder strikes as your
Yeah,
evidence.
I just think that you're telling me that the guy who, like, literally takes all the punches in the world has ended every fight with a broken nose, just it gets devastated by some shoulder strikes, and then when Conor gets him on the ground, he doesn't try to pull guard, he doesn't throw anything, he literally just turtles up and just takes a few punches, and the ref calls it.
Yeah, I mean, it couldn't have Conor lose that one. That's for sure. Yeah, but Cowboy, the company man, like Holland, at some point your time goes. Like I try to explain to the younger guys, because the younger guys pick one fighter and they ride them, right? So they got
For sure.
guys. Like for me, I'm an old school guy. I just like to see dope fights. Like obviously Chimaev pisses me off. There's some that piss me off, but some I like more than others. But these are not NASCARs. These are humans. So like once your chin is gone, like Tony, Weidman, like Chuck Liddell had a great chin until he didn't. Like, but once your chin is gone and you're over 35 and you've been the company man, like you don't have a lot. Like it doesn't get fixed. You know what I mean? So like, I see what you're saying on this one too.
Okay, I understand what you're saying about the
shoulder
chin.
strikes is ridiculous.
I just feel like somebody like the UFC's version. I'm not saying that all fights are fixed, but I'm just saying the UFC's like rider of like fixed fights, because there are some fights that we can all agree that just feel like a little dirty. You brought up O'Malley beating Jan, like that one felt a little dirty afterwards, but that was judging and not so much this. But yeah, so I just feel like someone's like, you know what? We've never had someone go out by shoulder strikes before. Let's give this to Conor. It'll be a new move on our best fucking fighter, and let's have him take out Cowboy.
Yeah.
Have you seen anyone throw? Have you seen anyone throw a shoulder strike since? I mean, maybe one or two people, but I just don't feel like it's been effective in any other fight other than that one. And I can agree with you on maybe because of his nose and chin and all the. I mean, Cowboy had a bunch of fights at the ranch that no one even, you know what I mean, don't even register.
Yeah, I mean, he fought in the other league. What was the one with that Faber was champ?
WEC.
Yeah, I mean, he just fought so much. Like it's just like, you know, at some point, like you're just gonna fall. But that being said, you know, maybe it's easier just to take the dive than to take a real left hand where you're, you know, really hurt. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's an interesting one. I saw, you know,
I thought we were going to get the double knockout when Cowboy fought Jim Miller when they both landed the kick at the same time.
Yeah.
That's because you only ever see it in under promotions. That's anytime I introduce someone to fighting, like one of their first 5 questions is, has there ever been a double knockout? And I'm like, not in the UFC.
Well, Pat Barry and what's his name? Czech Congo. I don't know if one of them got up. That might have been a double knockout. You ever seen that one? Pat Barry, Czech Congo. Looked that up. It was like Rocky, and one of them might have got up. I don't know. We'll look it up, but that one was also close. It might have been a double knockout because I don't know if either can continue. But yeah, I got something for Jim Miller actually on these slides, so I'm glad you brought up my boy Jim Miller.
Dude, I fucking love Jim Miller.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about him in a second.
This isn't a conspiracy theory. This is just like sometimes I think of MMA in alternate universes, and I'm like, somewhere Jim Miller didn't get Lyme disease, and he's still the 155-pound champ.
Dude, Jim Miller is I just love him. Like there's people. Oh, DC was hating on him. It's like, bro, he shouldn't get in the Hall of Fame just because of like longevity. What are you talking about, bro? Like, yo, you can get in the Hall of Fame for longevity.
Yeah.
Like this dude fought at 100, 200, 300.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
That's enough. That's what should be under his banner in the Hall of Fame. Yeah. Fought at 100, 200.
And he's still articulate. He's not like walking around like, you know, punch drunk and stuff. Like he's like, you know, and he's beating young. They try to get these guys killed at the end. And like he's beating some of those dudes that were supposed to like murder him.
Right? I'm excited about that Bobby Green fight.
Me too. Somebody's like, they're like how people look when Bobby Green knocks out. Bobby Green just got knocked out. So, Jim's been knocking people out. So you might be 8-10. We won't find out. So we got Cap. He likes a conspiracy. Yes, we got Cap. Cowboy got TKO by Justin Gage. Yeah. That's a great point, Cap.
That is a really good point. So, hey, I in my message to you, I did put that I'm a huge Cowboy, like the hugest Cowboy fan. So,
but so the catch with that is, I consider Gaethje Robbie Lawler. So you might beat Robbie, like dudes that beat Robbie, whatever. You're coming out not the same human after you fight Robbie, like McDonald, like all those dudes. Like you fight Robbie, he's like a Spartan. Like whatever he has in his hands or whatever makes you a little different afterwards. You don't want to fight him. Gaethje's similar. You could beat Gaethje, but like you can come out different. Like he's like Homer Simpson, right? So like he stays kind of the same and he's kind of slow, but like he's a guy. Yeah. So that's a great point, Captain.
I'm so glad Robbie went out the way that he did, but because if that Nick Diaz fight would have been his last fight, I would have been so disappointed.
Yeah, I just love Robbie. Like he's one of the only guys that evolved, because the guys from when I used to go to UFC 30-31, they really couldn't like handle the new breed because they were one-dimensional. But Robbie was a wrestler, but he never wrestled because he wanted to put the show on. He was like he'd be a gladiator in Roman Empire. Like they'd be like, "Oh, Robbie." You know what I mean?
They always put him on those the old school UFC fight for the troops cards. I feel like Robbie was always fighting.
Also at press conferences, Robbie fall asleep. They just sleeping. Like this guy's just not. You hear about him on the bus when they're.
Yeah.
But he says to Jamal Hill, like, "Yo, you ready?" And Jamal has like a bad ACL, and he's like, kind of like, "Nah." And Robbie's like, "Yo, we're gonna have to go. Get ready." And like, it was like, hipsters. Robbie probably would have dropped like 25 of them before they got him. Like,
I don't think they would have got him.
I mean, look, if there's like 500 or 600 people, but the thing is, like, once Robbie hits a couple of those hipsters, like they're gonna run. I think. Right?
Yeah, they're retreating.
Because like, but Robbie was ready. Like, all right, and he was trying to get Jamal ready, and Jamal was kind of like, no. It's like Robbie's like, yo, it's on. Like, we're like, and I heard he was sitting there real calm in the bus. Like,
yeah.
All right, so like he wasn't fretting or worried. It's like we got like it was like 300 Spartans, right? We're gonna have to do this, right?
He's like he's ready to put in work.
Cap. See me, like Cap is like young me. Like I like people that see stuff like that. Cap, like you like Gaethje, and Gaethje changed Tony, right? Was it Gaethje? Yeah, remember he's catching the flies.
Yep.
Like that, you saw Tony's brain change in that fight. He was catching flies, and I was like, man, like this man is going to be different now. Like because Justin, like it was crazy. His chin was so good, it was bad for him because he never fell. Like Tony never fell, but he was catching things. I'm like, ref, as soon as a guy starts catching things, you gotta wave it off, like, right?
Tony took a lot of punishment in the end,
dude. That was ridiculous, and that's Gaethje. Like again, he can get beat, but that's why I like Gaethje and Lawler. You're gonna remember them. When you fight them, you're gonna remember. You're gonna remember because your body will tell you, like maybe 5 years later, like you forgot something. I mean, that was because that one hit from Justin. Like 10 years ago. All right, let's get to the next one. So so this one, hey, they're all conspiracies. People can do what they want with these. Next. Oh, this is my conspiracy.
Yeah,
I think this one is real. What do you think about this?
I mean, I just told you I think there's an alternate dimension where he's the 155-pound champion because he didn't get Lyme disease.
And he's from Sparta, right?
Like was born there?
In New Jersey, we have a Sparta.
Oh, gotcha.
Dude, and I think he had a brother. Imagine those dudes roaming around beating people up. Like, like he's just like, it's ridiculous, man. Like, and DC should shut up. Go discredit somebody else.
I feel like if the UFC would let him, Jim Miller would have a thing of skull instead of a mouth guard. Like that would just be the cushioning, and you just see a little spittle come out every now and then when he got punched.
Yeah, and Jim Miller is never really in a bad fight either. Like, so let's put it that way. Like, he's not doing like Chimaev, like he's like fought 40 times, but been in the octagon, 6 minutes. Like this guy goes to war, bro. like he's gone to war with every generation of fighter, bro.
Yeah.
He could fight somebody's kid soon.
You're not wrong.
No, right?
Imagine. Who do you want his last fight to be against? I've been thinking about this for a while.
I don't want any last fight.
He said 55. He's gonna get the 155 belt at 55.
Yeah, he's a freak. He's not human. Let's see, 5-1 is. I know. And,
yeah.
And versus Lions, like they're not throwing him cowboy washed. They're throwing him like the dudes that are supposed to beat him. And then Dana's got to probably look around like, did he just do this again? What is he doing?
I won't lie. Like I said, as a Cowboy fan, I thought that they were giving Cowboy a treat in Jim Miller. I thought Cowboy was going to piece him up and look nice. They both landed that kick at the same time. And it's one of those fights where you're like, whoever gets up first and gets this, you're happy for. So I was fucking pumped for Jim Miller too. Yeah. Just as sad as I was for Cowboy, I was as happy for Jim Miller.
And his nickname is dope too, A10.
A10, yeah.
Yeah, he's just when people don't like him, there's a couple other fighters, and I'm like, what do you watch then? Like, what is your deal? Like, again, I don't have to dislike him because I have my NASCAR driver, guy, just say Cowboy was your NASCAR. Like, this guy is like, how can you not like Jim Miller? There's a couple guys that I'm on Twitter. I'm like, wait, I can see why you don't like Jones or Conor or but like Robbie Lawler. How do you not like Robbie Lawler?
Yeah, but so yeah, I would love to see his retirement fight against Darren Elkins.
Damage.
Who I'd like to see as the retirement fight.
Yeah, the Damage didn't he just win? I would bet against him, and I think he won.
Dude, that dude gets the shit beat out of him until round 3 and just murders people.
Yo, his face is bleeding on the walk-in.
Yeah. They can't Clay Guida him because he'll get busted open.
Yeah, Wales, Jersey, tough Wales. That's what it's actually. Pork roll, egg and cheese, though. Wales. I think you know that if you know that. Pork roll. So we got that. So let's do the fight picks real quick. I usually like to keep the show like 20 to 30 minutes. We're almost an hour because we're wrapping.
Yeah, because we're good.
Yeah, we're good. So we actually have 23 people in the house. I mean, you must have a lot of people like you because I don't think I've ever had 23 people watching. So thanks for bringing people.
Not a problem. I think it is you, or maybe you just throw in that tweet up beforehand.
Yeah, let me see. So I'm gonna take this down so we can. I gotta see these picks. So let's go through these real quick. We got leading off Garbrandt Figueroa. The question here is Garbrandt's chin good enough to handle the couple punches Figueroa will land? And is Figueroa able to bully somebody bigger than him? Because that's what he was at the other weight class, a bully, right?
Yeah.
So who do you got?
I got Figgy.
Yeah, I think that the chin, he got away with the chin last time versus Boom Callahare or whatever, because he's a lower level guy that has power, but he got out of the way. Cody, he even tries to fight smart sometimes and stay out of it. Then he gets into the exchange, and it never ends well for him, right? So yes. I blame TJ, I think, a little bit because his chin was broken when he was young, Cody. I got Figgy as well. People hate Cody Garbrandt too. I know he brought the cancer kid once. I don't like. I'm not crazy about him. I don't like people.
I think he gets I call it like Weidman effect. Like he's too much like Weidman that people dislike him because of that.
Weidman can be a boring ground fighter when he wants. Like Cody's gonna stand and bang.
I'm going purely on looks. I literally am going purely on looks.
Cody reminds me of Amir Khan in boxing. Like Amir was piece up somebody for like 3 rounds, and you're like, all right, like when's Manny gonna hit him once? And then bang, and Amir Khan is down, bro. That's how. Next we got our boy A10. These are like two of my favorite guys right here. Like I love Bobby Green too. He's like on his early UFC thing, it's like fighting style. His is like Gedel style. I forgot what it was. Like Street Fighter.
What's Doesn't John have a style like that? Don't they say something wild for Jones too?
Yo, Bobby's is funny. Like it's like street like fighting in the streets. I don't know what it is, but I love Bobby. He got knocked out though last time. Who do you got in this one?
As much as I love Jim Miller, I think Bobby Green's speed's gonna get him in the first or second round.
So I'm concerned if it goes to the third, it's 8-10 time, but I'm concerned about Bobby's chin from the Jalen Turner. Again, he's over 35. He's been knocked out. Like, was Miller knocked out in that one loss that he had in the last 6, or no? He might have been just pummeled.
No, I think it was just a decision.
Yeah, so I'm gonna stick with. So I want Figgy for the black of chin for Garbrandt. Sadly, I'm gonna go. I haven't had my picks aren't in yet, but I'm gonna go with my man A10 Jersey toughness. I think he gets past the storm of Bobby, and I think Bobby's got chin problems. And if Bobby's gonna be cocky, thinking Jim doesn't have hands when Jim does have some hands. Okay. So
yeah, you're right about that. Jim is a very good counter striker, but I just think Bobby's gonna land 2 or 3 quick succession and get him out of there.
Oh boy, we got Andrade here. I don't know. What's this doing here? Bathroom break?
What?
Andrade versus Rodriguez?
Oh yeah, either bathroom break or you go down in the basement and smoke blaze with your homies.
I was about to say, like, maybe your crew goes outside. I might go play some cornhole or something on my deck with my crew.
Although I have been, like, if she gets that standing arm triangle one more time, like, just to have a record, that's the only thing I would want to watch that fight for, is hope that she gets that submission again.
Yo, we could have another conspiracy right now about that's Ryan Garcia, right?
Where?
Right
oh, I
didn't research this fight yet, so I'm not going to even say anything about it.
No,
let's go to the next one. Jalen Turner. Yo, this guy's still in it, right? Somebody was joking on Twitter that Marciano was out and Tony Ferguson was in. It must have been April Fool's. Who do you got in that one?
Oh, Turner.
Yeah, Turner is a problem.
Moicano's so good at just eating punches, and Turner's going to oblige.
Or you could say, like, I think when Vettori fought, Bisping or DC was like, Vettori likes eating shots, and I was thinking, like, nobody likes eating shots. Like, let's eat as many shots as we can. Like that's what it's like. What do you mean he likes to eat shots?
I just think Turner has too many weapons and is gonna light him up. Really.
Yeah, he's like could be like the new phase of athlete. Like he's so long and lanky and just he's a problem. I'm going to go Turner, too. And I don't have any lines here. What is this one here? Yusuf versus Lopes? Turner's behind them?
Yeah, Diogo Lopez and Sadiq Yusuf, right?
Well, yeah, what do you got there?
I mean, I don't have any research whatsoever.
Yeah, I don't have. Let's skip it if we don't research, because I don't have research now. Now, Holm versus Harrison. Will Harrison make weight? Because Harrison is she's a massive woman.
I do think she's going to make weight. I think that there's probably an amount of under the table money that Dana promised her that if she could make weight to fight Holly Holm,
and gave her somebody with no ground game.
Yeah.
And that's 50 years old.
Yeah, as long as if she makes weight and can get her whatever she inflates back up to, Holly Holm's going to be in trouble.
She's going to be on the ground getting elbow because she wasn't allowed to elbow in PFL. So if you watched her fights in PFL, she would have had a lot more finishes faster if she could elbow, because she has them down in a judo throw and she can elbow the shit out of you now. But she lost over there. Yeah,
she lost to that Brazilian chick, right?
Yeah,
I can't. I don't know her name, but the Brazilian chick finally learned how to sprawl and made Kayla fight her and then took Kayla down a couple times. I remember.
Yeah, because Kayla's gas tank, I think, being that strong is.
Do you want to make a separate prediction for this fight on how many takedowns Kayla will land?
I think a lot, and Holly has been fighting strikers and wrestling them, and that's just not. I hope she doesn't think she can do that.
I think Kayla will land at least 9 takedowns.
Yeah, this is a tailor-made matchup. The only hope for Holly is that the level that Holly's been fighting at, maybe Kayla's really not that good, but she is a judo champion. And the women's game is not. I remember Ronda Rousey used headlocks. Nobody uses headlocks. No, you're not headlocking a man even in a wrestling match. Like the headlock doesn't work, but the game wasn't developed enough, right?
Yeah, I feel like Holly does have a good enough guard to maybe keep her at bay after the takedown, though.
I don't think so.
You don't?
Because I think Harrison has been waiting to elbow somebody in the face. Like I think like so great guys in the guard finish you in the guard. Like John Jones in the guard finishes you. DC would finish you from the guard. Like the heavyweight that fought recently and just lost and fought Derek Lewis.
Almeida
in mount for
Almeida.
a whole time. Like the real champs can get you in the guard too. Like so, I think Harrison won't have a problem here unless she gasses. But I don't know if Holly she's old, man.
She's 42, right?
Yeah, she got some abs though. Like her abs are some abs. Right? No, this is a good one right here. So Calvin Qatar versus Aljo. Aljo is on juice. I don't care what anybody says.
But he moved up in weight, right?
Huh?
He moved up in weight for this fight.
But
right?
he also like looks massive still. Like I think after he got thrown around by Jan, he was like, all right. And then because the second Jan fight, he didn't get thrown around. But the first one, he got like ragdolled. And he's looked like jacked ever since, bro. Like he's like a different level. Have you seen him?
Yeah. I saw, I mean, just what's been on Twitter. Just we'll get there. It's coming up. I was just gonna say, just like Max is looking super juicy.
Yeah, Sterling. So who do you got, Sterling? I love Kattar too. I think he's a really exciting fighter.
I like Kattar, but I think Sterling will get the backpack. He'll live up to his name and probably choke him out. Yeah, I think so. And again, disappointing kind of to do because Kattar will put on a show if allowed to. I mean, like. Was it Max that beat the shit out of him? Yeah, when he was talking to the announcers while he was piecing him up. I thought he was gonna be damaged from that, and then Calvin he kind of came back. I guess he's still under 35 because I think after 35, if he took that beating, that's a wrap. But like he's come back. I was happy he came back, and he's an exciting fighter. I hope Kattar, but I think Sterling as well. Yeah, same. I hope he can keep him standing, and that we actually get to see Aljo have to use his striking. If anybody's leaving comments, sorry I can't see him because I blew it up. I think I need reading glasses soon. I haven't. My eyes got better, but sometimes I can't see it. They make a pill that's supposed to. They won't fix them, but it'll stop the degeneration. Like Viagra. Well. But it's for your eyes. They'll make it pop out. So we got Rakic, who he blew his knee out right in the fight. Is that what happened with that guy? And then Yuri. So I'll go first on this one. I think Yuri has no defense. Like I really like. And again, he's getting older. He's got that coming off the shoulder surgery. His defense is so bad. But Rakic, I haven't seen. Have we seen him fight since this injury? Has he fought? I don't think so. Yeah. So this is. I gotta look at the line on this one. I kind of always go against Yuri just because of his lack of defense. Like it's kind of like Johnny Walker sometimes, and even Cody Garbrandt when he was like reckless. It's like bro, like you're at 205. These dudes can bang, and you're gonna get knocked out. Racic's injury wasn't bone though, right? It was just tendon. I think so. Because if he rehabbed it right, he should be able to fire. You know what I mean? Fire, and like you said, no defense. He'll probably knock Yuri out. Yeah, as long as he's a calm striker, like Jamal Hill kind of guy, like or Alex Pereira, like don't panic when you see this flashy weird shit coming, and then when he makes the mistake, put him out. Right? Yeah. Watch out for elbows. I wouldn't mind seeing Yuri versus Johnny Walker because like there's like that's. Yeah, that's a fight that I want as well. I would love to see that fight. Yeah, just because like there's gonna be no defense, and by then, if Yuri gets knocked out here, his chin will also be gone. That'll be that. All right, so let's get to the main card. So that undercard, I don't know about the use of Lopes. If you put Turner, if you put Figgy and Garbrandt or Turner or Jim Miller or Turner, if you put that in place of Lopes, then I think the undercard the prelim might be almost better. Yeah, like Oliveira is on the main card. But I still feel like what you said. I feel like the Yuri fight, the Aljo fight. I mean, you can leave the Kayla Harrison and Holly Holm fight there because what we talked about, the age and her being fresh. You could put them down though too. But even if you put that, like any of the 4 fights in the early prelims over this Brundage Bo Nickel fight, I would be way happier with the main card. Yeah, so let's start. We got the Bo Nickel Brundage. Now Bo Nickel,
He talks crazy on these podcasts a little bit. I don't like it's almost like with Dave Chappelle. What does Ja think? Ja Rule think about 9/11? Like, who gives a shit what Ja Rule thinks about 9/11? It's like Bo Nickel, like he starts going his rampages and shit. It's like, bro, nobody cares. I don't care what you think about politics. I just want to watch you fight, and that's it. Like, don't try to give me advice, Bo. I don't need it. So obviously they keep feeding him lambs, right? In wrestling, the cool thing about him was he was the finisher. Like in college wrestling, it's hard to finish a guy. Like, you know, like it's like usually like not a lot of falls. Bo was a finisher. So you know, and I guess he learned jiu-jitsu quickly. I hope he gets to fight Chimaev and it's like the Rocky versus, and he beats Chimaev. But Bo Nickel's becoming more hated by the day, I feel like, too. Like, so it might be evil versus evil in that.
Do you think Brundage is a step up in competition?
Well, definitely more than the replacement guy he fought, and definitely more than Pickett. So I guess so, like a little bit.
But yeah, does because they get paid more for being on the main card, right?
Some of these guys, I mean, like Bo might have his own. Bo's getting paid probably, even though he's on. If he was on the undercard or fighting a scrub, he's probably still getting paid, like
because he brings in the wrestling eyes, right?
Yeah,
is that
like, and Penn State? The whole Penn State is like a cult, cult wrestling. I just had a bacon, egg, and cheese pork. There you go. There we go. Game changer. There you go. We got Figgy Wins by Cap. I'm just going through these real quick.
Bro, you're good.
Bro, how'd you pick against who?
No, he's talking to me. I know. I want Jim Miller to win, but just something in me thinks that Bobby Green's gonna hit him fast.
I hope he's wrong.
I hope I'm wrong.
No Taylor Ham for you, sir. Yeah, for picking against Jim Miller. I know. Well, hey, if we're from Jersey, we're not allowed. I can't pick against Jim Miller. And even if he loses, like,
he still wins.
Yeah, he still
fucking wins.
He's undefeated, like Chael Sonnen.
Undefeated in our hearts.
So Brundage is the biggest underdog in UFC history, I heard. Which is like you're bringing in Ronda Rousey territory, Nunez. Those lines were like crazy. So I hope when they bring these guys in and feed them cans, I like to see them tested. I don't think we do, but I would like to see him tested.
I would love to see Brundage come in with a fire and take Bo down first.
That would be dope.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, obviously we're not going to be picking Brundage on our cards, but yeah, it would be cool. All right. So Oliveira versus one of these dudes. I can never say his name.
Sarukian.
Yeah. So people think that Sarukian's gonna win this. You never know what you're getting with Charles. I feel like he's been tapped out like 7 times or something ridiculous. Yeah. I didn't do any research on this one yet. I'm kind of leaning away from Charles, but I'm not gonna pick here right now.
I'm gonna pick Charles. I hope I hope Charles comes as the Charles that we know and gets his. I want to see him fight for the belt one more time. So I'm rooting for Charles, and I'll pick him.
Yeah, Charles is like reminds me of just in looks of the guy who just fought Sean O'Malley. Like, he looks different every time I see Charles. Like, I don't like
Cheeto. He's starting to look Cheeto-ish.
He's like a shapeshifter. Like, I'm like, wait, like witness protection or something.
He loves fighting so much. He's just like, I'm actually in 4 weight classes, 4 fighters.
Right. All right. So we got Gaethje Holloway. This is obviously a cool fight. When they made it, I'm like, kind of like, no, don't do this, because I rather Holloway fight the Spanish dude that has the belt, because I think he could beat him. What's his name? With the belt, the dude from Spain.
Oh, on 145.
Yeah.
Topuria. Yeah, Ilya.
So Holloway couldn't beat Volk. I think he can beat Topuria. And I rather Max go do that than get damaged by Justin, because if he beats Justin, he, again, just like Cap said, like, at some point I get Max's chin is next level. Max is this. Max is very tough. Like, again, I don't know how somebody doesn't like Max Holloway, right? Like, I don't know how you would justify not liking him, but I don't like him fighting Justin when he could get the belt from Topuria. So Holloway could win the fight, but he's going to lose the war in this. I got to look at the line too. You know, Max can piece him up, but will his chin fall this weekend? Is the
Do you
question.
think Max looked super juicy though?
You know, hey, maybe they should let him versus Gaethje.
They just give him a little amount. They give him a little Vitor TRT.
Yeah, and that's the crazy part about Dillashaw. Yo, he had higher levels probably than Vitor Belfort, bro. Like, yo, if you're past Vitor Belfort level, you should be kicked out of fighting forever. Like that's it, bro. So I'm gonna go with Max, I guess. I might change when I put my Tapology in, but I'm
going for Max too, just so I hope he makes a shirt that says "Blessed Motherfucking Express."
It's a banger fight. I mean, like these dudes are not this is not going to disappoint, right? It's going to be a banger. Then we got this fight. I don't know why this fight
is the co-main.
I'm not trying to be sexist at all, bro, but like I don't even know who the other girl is. And again,
same.
I like Whaley. I think she's even cute when they doll her up and stuff. Like if you ever see her like dressed up, I think she's kind of cute actually. I just don't really care about this. I hope Whaley wins, I guess, unless the other girl is more exciting, and then I hope the other girl wins because I want some excitement. But like,
I assume they're just trying to bring in the Chinese crowd with this fight.
Yeah, but so what? It's like Mexico. They're gonna watch their fighter whenever they're on.
Yeah.
Like, like, what are we doing here? And do they watch their women fighters? I don't know,
man. That's a good point.
I mean, their women fighters are better than their men fighters, but
But do they watch them?
Right. Do they even know they're doing it? Are they allowed to do this? I don't know. And then of course, even like the main event. I mean, so Alex Pereira, he's got something. So I watched Fight forever. He just has something that not many people have, and I call it the death touch. So like, he at any moment of a 5-round fight can knock any person out. Like it's a death touch. Like touch and that person falls. Like that person can be piecing him up. He is smarter than he like he's definitely causing angles and doing things that you think he's not doing. For sure, he's setting people up. He has zero ground game though, but nobody has exploited that yet. And Chimaev should go do that, I guess, right? But he's probably afraid to get.
I guess it's always just one of the things that you're waiting for because they always point it out is him training with Glover, and you're just like, everyone's always hoping that it's going to click, and they try to say that, but my theory is always like, how come Nina Nunez never became a fucking badass because she was married to Amanda?
Right. Yeah. I mean, so like Hills is a crafty counter puncher, but if you stand with Alex for 5 rounds, and Alex's chin is suspect too, so that's the chance I guess Jamal will have. But did you see Mighty Mouse laugh at him?
At Jamal?
Yeah.
No, I did not.
Because Mighty Mouse like, so the game plan is you're gonna kind of like stay away for a while. You're gonna take him down. You're gonna do this, and Jamal's like, no, I'm gonna stand up and do this and knock him out. And Mighty Mouse like can't. He just laughs like he couldn't help it. He gave him the game plan. And then Jamal's like, "No, I'm gonna trade him. I'm gonna trade him bangs." He was like, "What?"
I think if Jamal stands and trades with him, he'll probably eat that knee.
I mean, the hope is in the trade. He needs to hope the trade is short, and that Pereira's chin gets caught because we've seen it. If it's like a bunch of trades, then it's got to be Pereira because he's got the death touch. Like he is so big too. They said something next to Francis and Ngannou. I think he was bigger than Francis. Like,
yeah,
I don't know. How is he making 185? Like, I don't know.
If you're Pereira, do you attack the body of Jamal?
Yeah, I mean, Pereira should be attacking everywhere. Like if I'm Jamal, I'm taking Pereira down. Like,
yeah,
I don't know why. I mean, I don't care if it's boring. Like this guy has flaws, Pereira, and the flaw is on the ground. Pereira has the death touch. Nobody has the death touch. He can lose every minute of every round and just hit you once, and that's a wrap.
Agreed.
I think with either hand too.
Yeah.
So, who do you got?
I got Pereira.
Yeah, I got Pereira too. I really think like, it's a bigger test though at because he fought Yuri for the belt, right? Like Yuri's defense is so bad. Jamal's better than that.
Yeah.
So it'll be more of a test. And if Pereira's chin is weak and his ground game's weak, but the death touch will always exist.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go Pereira too. When they first made it, I was like, "Oh, Pereira's gonna kill this guy." I've kind of like started to sway the other way,
bounce out a little bit,
but not enough to like pick him. Just because like I feel like that touch is different. We got a little Taylor hand for you.
You said we're catching up.
Yeah, we're catching up. So hey, we went an hour 20, man. Nobody's gonna watch this for now. We got 22 people. I don't know where these people are, and like because I try to keep it 20 minutes because of attention spans, but maybe we did it, man.
Nah, I'll get people to watch it. Trust me, I'll shoot it out. Everyone will watch it.
There we go. Hey, man, it's nice to have you on. This cool little the conspiracy theories is a cool little. I like to do different things I've done on my shows, and that's a nice different one.
No, I've seen you put some stuff out, and I'm like, which one will be good for me? And then you said conspiracy theories. I'm like, I'm fucking all over that.
Yeah. And they were all PG-13ish, and we're good.
We nobody commented, and we sailed right by number 3. No one wanted to touch the favored Liz Carmouche one, but it'll be like that.
There's a question. Last question before we go. Does Conor make it to the Chandler fight? Like, yes. How is he off the blow? I saw him get interviewed for the movie Roadhouse.
Yeah, where he was doing the shoulder shake.
Bro, it's just like, bro, like I like
he'll make it. There's two. I think Dana will get somebody involved, and Dana will make it happen.
I feel bad for the Conor fans though, because the Conor fans, I mean, I used to not feel bad for them, but they got in the sport because of Conor. And yeah, this is not NASCAR. This NASCAR has been riding on 68 octane fuel when it needs premium, and I don't like people figured him out. He was precision. That was his game. And he's just not a precise person anymore. So, like, if he can't be precise, he can't win. So, I mean, Chandler's shorter than him. He's always good versus shorter guys. But, like, this guy has won one fight, right, in the last, like, 5 years or 6 years?
Yeah, against Cowboy.
And then he got the double champ. These poor little fans. Who they latch on to next, these guys that came in? Because, like, these guys have nowhere to go after this.
Well, O'Malley. I feel like that's who they latched on.
Is that what they're gonna do?
Yeah. I mean, he's enough of like. It's funny. My brother was this might be where we get out of the PG-13, but my brother was a huge O'Malley fan, and then I guess O'Malley was on with another YouTuber with his kid on his lap, and the two dudes were talking about hooking up with each other's wives, like while the kid's just sitting right there. That my brother lost all respect for O'Malley.
So yeah, go ahead, finish.
No, you're good. He like I'm talking. He went from stand to like fuck that guy in two days.
So when I lost respect for him, first of all, John Jones, fought with this toe coming out of his foot. So when he and I heard that foot injury is bad, but like I don't question the manhood of any fighter or woman fighter or even somebody that gets on the wrestling mat. Like, but I was kind of like I thought. If he fought like a guy that would be like a real man versus him, he would lose. But he is good. But when I lost respect for him was also a podcast. And he actually he drives like special needs bus he used to drive. He does good stuff. Like I've heard good things about Sean as well. But when I lost respect for him, he was on a podcast and they're talking about drugs. And he was like, yeah, I tried heroin. And he's like, he didn't condone it. He said, I think you should try it if you want to. And the problem with that is he could try it. He did. And I know I have pain pills for my hand. I don't even finish them. Like I don't, but Tiger Woods, like these guys get hooked, even guys that are disciplined. If you're designed for that, right? So he's a role model. If I'm 16 and I hear him say try it and that person can't try it, like that's not something to his voice is heard, and I was really upset with him with that. Like, and I'm not saying you could do what you want, but there's no need that the cop. And we're not talking about weed or or something else. We're talking about heroin. Like it's like that's like an end game kind of drug, meth, heroin. Like I didn't like that he did that. Maybe he doesn't understand his platform at the time, but I was like, yo, you don't know who has an addictive personality.
Even if the number is 1, you know what I mean? That's fucked.
Yeah, and like with the fentanyl, like scary running around, like that person might try it. Like I remember they in my commercials back when I treated cocaine, you try it once, you die. Like, and just trying to scare us, something like the commercials. Yeah. Like heroin now with fentanyl, like
you try it once, you can die.
Yeah, like the parents like my kid tried heroin. They only did it once. Well, they didn't do it once, by the way. And they died. But you could do it once and actually die.
Yeah.
And you can ruin your life. So I didn't really appreciate him doing that. I know he does the bong hits and throws it, cool, bro. Like I don't mind that. But heroin is, to me, is like, don't tell kids that you could try it, because that's not one you play with, right?
Yeah.
So I really lost respect for him. But the wife thing, I know, like, and I think like he like almost he's a cuck almost or something or whatever. But like yeah, he does. But then he drives the special needs kids. He plays with them and stuff. I think he has a homeless guy that he like takes care of or something. He does, like, it's a typical Gen Z, bro. Like there's stuff I like about him and stuff I'm like, what's wrong with you, bro?
I feel like the new generation is all about balancing the scales. You know what I mean? Like, as long as you're good and you're bad, you know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, I would say so. So going from Connor to Sean, I guess he's American at least.
Well, hopefully it ain't Bo Nickel.
Well, yeah, because Bo is already going off the rails with his bullshit. So, he said something real crazy that day. I was like, bro, what are you talking about? But anyway, no, we're gonna sign off, bro. It was great having you on.
All right, man. No, thank you very much. Like I said, this is my first podcast, and I appreciate you inviting me on and having me on here.
Yes, and now I'm number 1. Yeah, bro. Yeah. All right, man. You'll enjoy your fight night. Hopefully.
Yeah. Sorry, we went an hour over.
Yeah. I've done it with somebody else too. I'm like, we're gonna be like 25, 30 minutes, and then like I looked at it, I'm like, yeah, that didn't work. So,
all right, man. All right. Well, you have a good night. I know it's like an hour ahead, but I'll hit you up on Twitter.
All right, man. I'll see you.